The internet has given us access to more music than ever before. Some artists are beloved.
This is gonna be stuck on my head all day.
Some, not so much.
If I was buzzed, this would be killing it.
I feel like that's like JoJo Siwa's next single.
But now there is a place to separate the garbage from the good, the alluring from the ordinary.
The lyrics read like a fifth grader that was betrayed by their playground girlfriend.
The things your ears may not be ready to hear.
When you pay attention, you're like, what is this?
Hosted at the WINO studios in Anytown, USA. This is Z-Sides.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Got it.
What was that all about?
So I was the boss. Remember the thing with the Wren's collar?
I'd love to hear some Wrens. They're my favorite.
Turns out it's an FCC violation to impersonate another radio station.
What? That's ridiculous.
Right? And to make things worse, he didn't even want to listen to the Wrens. He wanted Wrens, like the bird. He just wanted to listen to bird songs. And it turns out WIMP played it for him.
What the heck are they doing over there? Well, does that mean we shouldn't take requests for eagles anymore, or the yardbirds? A flock of seagulls?
Do you mean the bands or the birds?
Both?
I mean, I can call the boss and ask him, but I'm gonna have to be quick. We're on pretty soon.
Pat,
Yeah.
gotta speed it up. We're running out of time here.
Well, I'm trying, but it's.
You're doing it wrong. You just skipped the wrong number. It was supposed to be a 4.
I'm trying, but you're talking while I'm trying to do the rotary. Hello?
Yeah, we've been listening to you two bicker for the last 30 seconds. Can you shut up and play something by the Buzzkills?
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, of course we could do that. We could play some Buzzkills. We'll have that queued up in just a second there, listener. Hey, Zach, can you pull something off the Buzzkills greatest hits or something?
The what?
All right, Buzzkills.
The Buzzkills. 2 words. The Buzzkills.
The Buzzkills.
3 words, I guess. They are a duo out of Launceston, Tasmania. They were initially a 4-piece. When I found them, they were Natalie Gower and the Buzz. Natalie Gower being the singer.
Yeah.
They changed names before they even released a second song.
Okay.
I've been listening to them since basically day one.
Day one fan over here.
Yes. The 2 main members are Natalie Gower and then Sam Haberly. The other members, who apparently disappeared, Damon Shelton and Clint Baker, they don't appear to be involved in the band anymore. They had gigs lined up in 2019, the beginning of 2020, which is why they kind of got together. So they were gigging before they had even released anything. Apparently their first gig was in front of 400 people. So
that's a good first. Yeah. That's a good first gig.
More people than I've performed in front of in my life. And then Liar came out in 2020.
She's a liar.
It's giving video game music.
She knows that I know, and I know that she knows she's a liar.
Gaga? Question mark? A little bit, like not lyrically at all, but
she's just so jealous, so overzealous.
This feels like something that would be like a TikTok trend.
Call me on the phone. You can take it or leave it. Don't ever believe it. She's a liar.
okay, now it's rock. I think lyrically it's not doing it for me at all.
I don't know how to describe it. It's good, but it's like...
If I was buzzed, this would be killing it.
I think it's not in like a part of this person's range where it's like doing anything. Like I feel like if it was in a different key maybe, or like, and it was higher, or like there needs to be something more happening, I think.
Almost kind of hyper poppy. This came out in 2020?
This feels aggressively 2009.
This is gonna be stuck on my head all day, so if that was their intention, they did a good job.
I feel like that's like JoJo Siwa's next single. Like, she's gonna rip it off. She's gonna find it, and then she's gonna say it was hers.
The lyricism off the charts. Is it Tiana Trump or Liana Trump that had the like song recently that was really bad? Everybody made fun of it. That's what it's giving. It's giving, I have the money for a producer, but I don't have the money for a lyricist.
It's definitely like, I would say, inspired by like maybe like Gaga, maybe like just EDM in general. And then there was like a rock thing going on. I feel like kind of like Evanescence or something a little bit there.
I like it. I'm not sure if it's something I would have seeked out, but if someone showed it to me, I'd be like, oh, this is kind of cool. That's something like my girlfriend would find and she'd be really into, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is cool. But it sounds like something like she'd find on TikTok. I'd be like, it'd be in a trend.
What do you think about the lyrical content of that song?
I know that someone lied and they know about it.
I wasn't feeling the lyrics. Maybe like the next song will have some better lyrics, but yeah, it wasn't like making me feel anything. Like, he said, she said, liar.
I mean, it's pretty basic, but the thing is, they're clear. It's supposed to be like a fun song for sure. Like, it's definitely, I don't think they're taking themselves too seriously, you know?
Sonically, that wasn't really that bad. I could have heard the word liar a few less times.
Truly the worst thing to happen in 2020.
It's bizarre. It is not good
No, I mean,
in a way that is so entertaining, in my opinion.
it's going to be hard not to say it over and over again. It feels soulless. It just
It does. The melody drives me out. I have written down here, the lyrics read like a fifth grader that was betrayed by their playground girlfriend. I'm assuming it's about something real, you know? And I mean, you get the picture. The problem is you get the picture in the first 60 seconds, and then what's the point of listening to the rest of the song, you know? The instrumental is bizarre. I don't know what, like, I guess it's technically pop music, rock music, like a pop rock crossover.
Yeah.
But there's so much packed into it. There's like EDM sort of type beats.
Every change up in the song feels like they said, well, now we need to change. It doesn't feel thought out about, and it just feels random the way they change between verses and choruses. It just feels like that's a different song.
They had one idea and another idea, and they stitched them together, which can either work to your benefit or your deficit. In this case, I think it's a bit of a deficit. And then they have the crowd cheering in the background of like the like pre-chorus.
Call me on the phone. Call me on the phone. Just call me on the phone.
Why?
I mean, the thing though that goes into all of this is like whoever's producing this stuff is really doing work. Like they are pulling their weight. It is well produced.
It feels like, you know, whoever's in there recording this stuff is kind of being saddled with these bad ideas and is trying to do so much heavy lifting in the production.
And is doing a good job. Like, the songs sound better than anything I can produce. So, before we continue on to the next song, I just real quick want to show you, like, maybe the first minute or so of the music video for that song, because I think it helps paint the overall picture.
He said that she said.
I love it. It's like the band looks like they're like a metal band.
This is so awkward. It does not make this any more understandable.
Okay.
It's giving, my husband works for a music production company, and I wanted to make a song for my birthday. The one guy with the silver mohawk is killing it. The production quality is just mwah. Videographer needs a steep pay increase.
So yeah, that's what I would expect.
All right, I like it. That actually adds like much more enjoyment. Much more enjoyment to the song, I'm not gonna lie.
He has gray hair, but he has the most bitchin' mohawk I've ever seen. Like it is awesome.
It's pretty great.
It's crazy. I don't know how you get your hair to stand up like that.
I've been told it's Elmer's glue.
Like actually?
Which one's the one where it's like, I'm so glad I
That's
swiped
Loving
right.
You, yep.
Loving You. Then compared to other songs of theirs, this, not that the other ones feel mature, but they feel like they're written for a mature audience than this one does. This feels like they were like, well, we got to make sure that it's, you know, safe for kids.
Yeah,
almost.
that's how it feels to me.
In a bad way. It sounds pandery.
Yeah. Anything else about Liar? I'm ready to move on to Loving You.
They don't have a clue. Ha ha! Stand up, be strong, live your life, be bold. Everything you touch is gold.
I think Smosh has made better songs.
Haters hate, and we get strong. I'm so glad I swiped right. We never can't fight. Take me pics when you're all alone. Talk all night on the telephone. You do me right every night.
It's the I'm so glad I swiped right.
Call your friends, show me the bedroom, I'm eating you up. All of those haters can shut the f up. All they wanted was a little bit of fame. Make more of your moves, they drive me insane. Turn up the
I don't know why I'm like surprised she would swear.
crazy. Like a holiday.
This is like a cover band of a cover band.
So that was the Buzzkills. Honestly, at this point, I mean, we could play you another song, but you
don't have to.
But you have listened to 2/5 of their discography.
Oh, okay. I'm really glad that
So
the world doesn't need
You've
more.
listened to 40% of it, yeah. The first thing that got me the first time I heard it is like when it transitions from the verse to the chorus. Going to your point of like it feels like it has to change. Going from the verse to the chorus, it feels like you were driving down the road and then you like either passed out and woke up like really quickly, like you know when you like if you fall asleep on the road, you just like transported, you like teleport into the chorus all of a sudden.
Live your dreams, let the haters hate. Smile, you smile, you intoxicate. Loving you, the dream come true.
Are you familiar with films by Amir Shervan?
Yes.
Amir Shervan is, I think, Iraqi, maybe. He's not American. He came to America and he made action films, most famously Samurai Cop. And it feels like that, where it's like, hey, we've seen a movie before.
Yeah.
We know what an American action movie is supposed to look like, but the dialogue makes no sense. The plot, you can't follow it. It feels like that, where it's like somebody who's seen something that's good and tries to replicate it without quite understanding it.
Yeah, it feels very much like, you know, oh, the tempo and key changes here, but why? Oh, there's a drop here, but why?
Yeah, they're shifting gears, but they don't know how to drive manual. They are butchering the clutch. There's the I'm so glad I swiped right.
Yep.
We never and fight. And then skips forward a bit.
I hope
She
I know
says,
where this is going.
call your friend, she's joining in.
Yeah.
This song is about her sexcapades.
Yeah.
And that's not a theory, that's confirmed.
Yeah.
She mentions it at one point.
Well, I was gonna say, what's the other? Isn't it part of the chorus? Was it, I'm so glad I met you and a girl or two?
The dream come true. Loving you, let a girl or two.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to remember the
even
exact.
catch that.
Yeah, the exact line is something like, "Dream come true." From you. Yeah, there it is. Loving you, then a girl or two.
That is a unique topic to make a song about. You know, that is I will give them a brownie point for that. That is like bold. That is bold to say the least. We're just gonna play a little bit of the rap verse.
Turn up the tunes, line up the gain. Called up Donaldy's coming to play. Crazy, like a holiday.
It speaks for itself.
yeah.
21st Century Mayhem.
It feels like the most, you know, faux rebellion. Yeah, very
Yeah.
much, you know. Yeah, we're rebelling somehow.
Can't see your face, but I feel what you're feeling.
I think her voice isn't doing it for me,
Won't get any crazier.
unfortunately.
We sing.
I think this is like a good example of like you gotta make music that's like genuine to you. Otherwise, it's gonna be very obvious that it's not.
Locked up, locked down, control the air you breathe in.
But honestly, this one, I feel like there's something there. Like, I feel like if maybe someone else was singing it, and maybe we tweaked it a little bit, there could be something, for sure. Similar thoughts to the first one. I feel like lyrically they were doing a little more, but not much. Yeah, I don't think the singer's voice is doing it for me, but to each their own.
It is the most like a song.
This one is more of a song than the other songs. And, you know, it feels cohesive at least.
It's about the pandemic. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, it is about the pandemic to a weird point. The thing that gets me is like the chorus, the whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's just
whoa.
There's no.
And it's the lead up to it is, and we sang, whoa. This is something that I wrote in 5th grade. Like, not even a joke. I will put the lyrics of the song that I wrote in 5th grade up and tell me that they're any different. It can be the chorus in like a fun like Blink-182 song, right? They do stuff like that, you know, na-na-nas, and they can get away with it from time to time. You can't do it in a song drawing attention to the ills of the world. They mention suicide, media bias, substance abuse. You can't.
The song's tonally like all over the place.
Yes, it's kind of tone deaf. There's some good production quirks in here. There's one lyric where she says, "I'm gonna warn you, something big is coming," and there's like the most strange, out of place digital auto-tune artifact.
I'm gonna warn ya, something big is coming. Welcome.
I'm gonna warn ya.
Yeah.
Sounds like she was like gargling underwater for just that one line, which I'm guessing. The only thing I can think of is maybe it was a little too off that the autotune couldn't handle it, and they just didn't do another take. And then I had a little theory here.
Okay.
21st Century Mayhem about, you know, the pandemic and all that stuff. And there's a line in there, brainwashed by the media, they control the air we breathe. Yeah. Combine that with the Joe Biden line in the description, and I had a theory that they were super right-leaning.
Yeah, that's because I've felt that too.
Also the lack of creativity, like, you know, this is kind of a generalization, but this is no secret. You look at movies, music, all this stuff, 95% of them are left-leaning, you know, and there's a reason for that. It just is that way. I don't have an answer why.
I'm sure some neurologist will comment.
Yeah. So then we get to Come Get Me Now, which we played for Alan. Put the album art up. It's the one with Trump's face superimposed on the guy, which again, contributing to my theory.
Was that what it is? I've never seen. I've
Trump's
just realized
face.
I've never blown up most of the album art.
Yeah.
This just sounds like generic 2000s rock. Okay, now it's rave piano. They definitely don't take themselves too seriously, that's for sure. Which is fine. Then there's moments like this little breakdown are kind of cool, you know. The rapping is very bad. Bad rapping is still bad rapping, even if they're trying to be funny. Yeah, I hate the chorus. I hate the chorus. I'm not gonna lie to you. Her vocals almost don't match the tone of the instrumental at all. That chorus is atrocious. I'm not gonna lie. It is just not great. There's parts of the song that like teeter on like being good, where I'm like, oh, okay, this sounds kind of neat, and then it goes back to the da 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 da, and I'm like, okay, just shut up. I don't want to hear this again.
And this is the part where this is why I don't think they're right-leaning. This is the part where it flips back, because I think this song is kind of like digging at him specifically.
Okay.
So I don't know where the hell they fall in, like, you know, not to bring politics into it, but they're saying political things. You know, they're talking about overtly political subjects. The fact that I don't know what your message is causes a little bit of...
I wonder if it's intentional, if it's a way of, where we've mentioned the rebellion feels a little empty, and, you know, 21st century mayhem, that it feels like, oh, we're rebelling, I wonder if it is everyone bad,
Yeah, so
or
we're...
if it's just, you know, not taking sides, it's just authority, boo.
Yeah, no one's gonna be like, no, actually, I very much, I enjoyed the COVID lockdown procedures. That was so much fun.
Whether or not they thought it was a good idea, they weren't like, I enjoyed it, oh, best days of my life.
The riff that opens it up is genuinely good.
There's a good riff.
The beginning and the way that her lyrics are kind of going, and I actually like her voice on that front part, like drunk like a tiger. Drunk like a white girl, whatever the hell it is, which is funny. This is the point where, like Alan kind of touched on it, it almost starts to feel like at this point they're kind of leaning into it a little more. Yeah. They're taking themselves less seriously. But that part's awesome. It sounds almost like something like Deftones would put out. Like, I'm probably gonna get like ostracized by somebody. Somebody is gonna want to kill me, but it has that like nu metal feel to it.
A little bit, yeah. I think this is where we get to the point where I think we can almost be like, okay, well, how do they get better? I think this is, in a weird way, a step in the right direction. Like 21st Century Mayhem is the most songy, like the most cohesive and everything.
I think it misses the mark the most.
Yes. Versus this, which is...
Musically, it's all over the place. In the worst way possible. It's got rap verses that are bad. Yeah. It's got this weird like beat, I forget what it's called, but it's super popular right now with Latin rap, like it's got kind of like one of those like shuffling beats going on. That does not fit with your nu metal instrumental, at least not in the way that they have it.
Yeah,
it's not blending the two.
No.
It's like, you know, if you have peanut butter and jelly, right? Those are two flavors, you know, savory and sweet, that kind of go together.
They go great together.
Yeah. This is like if you had broccoli and
peanut butter.
Yeah, or like mayonnaise or something like that. Like, they're two flavors that just sit next to each other. They don't blend.
And that is most of their problems. But I think this, where they start to play a little bit more for fun, I think if they leaned into the fun, they got someone to help them with the writing. They have ideas, but they don't blend. They got to figure out how to make their ideas blend, and they could tool it into something. I'm thinking almost like early Chainsmokers, like #selfie era. I think if they played it like that level, I think they could do better than what they're doing now. I think if they took it in that kind of direction.
Be careful what you suggest. We don't need another Chainsmokers, Pat. And then there's weird things like, again, there's a drum fill at about 3:20. It's clearly MIDI because all of the snare hits have the exact same velocity. So it's very very electronic sounding, not very natural, which I think is another contributing part to the soullessness of it is
most of the instruments are.
This is music that's supposed to sound real. And
yes, they're supposed to sound, they're trying to sound rebellious. You can't have all canned instruments.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get into a bit about the band now. In the band's Spotify bio, it says led by captivating vocalist and songwriter Natalie Gower, Born in the 90s, the music takes a cue from this era. Think K-pop meets a drug dealer in a dark laneway.
What the
I don't know if I got that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. All right.
Someone really enjoyed typing that up. I wouldn't even describe it like that, but all right, go ahead.
The second member of the duo is Sam Haberly, who they describe him as a born performer, living every moment as if it's his last. Matches Natalie's eccentricity with his bass-playing energy. Living life to the max, jumping off bars, and ready to take over the world. This kid puts the tunes together like Biden takes under-the-table cash money.
All right.
This is like an official bio, or did they write this? I'd like to know.
It's on their Spotify page, so they have at least approved it.
Incredible.
It's not very eloquent, which I'm not surprised based on the lyrical content I just heard. And also, he's not a kid, seemingly. He seems like a 45-year-old man at least.
Okay. I will say this. I like them. I like their vibe. They're definitely not taking themselves too seriously. And you can tell like they know how to make music, so.
I do think that if I went to my local bar in the middle of nowhere, that they would be playing. Everyone would know their name. Nobody would be talking to them when their set ends.
The last song, they only have 5 songs.
They only have 5 songs.
And they haven't released anything in a couple years. Like, the last one is Green Eyes. I have nothing to say about this one. I don't even remember how it goes.
Green eyes, you want me, those green eyes.
The only note I have is it sounds like if AI wrote a Linkin Park song.
Yeah, with like a female vocalist.
Yeah, like the instrumental sounds straight like AI was fed Linkin Park and was told, make me something. And this is where we get into the interesting things that I found when I was digging. In what appears to be an attempt to get plays, Natalie Gower made a playlist where she tagged everything she possibly could on Spotify that people would reasonably search. New music, hot hits, release radar, daily mix, Latino, Espanol. So there's a bunch of top hits by big to middle named artists. Some of them I didn't recognize, a lot of them I did. And stuck in the playlist between all of those hits that people would want to listen to are songs by the Buzzkills. So it's like 3 million streams, or like 50 million streams, less than 1,000, So it's clearly a marketing tool to weasel your way in.
Yeah.
They've been dormant since 2021. I'm personally waiting for more music. Like genuinely, I've been kind of like talking them, but I enjoy this. I enjoy it in...
That somebody likes a B movie.
Yes, I described it as I enjoy it in the way that people like action schlock.
It's a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, it's a Michael Bay movie, but it's like a Michael Bay movie that's not successful. So it's almost like a straight to Netflix sort of thing. They have a sheen, a thin layer of professionalism and quality, so that if you don't look too far, you can be fooled into thinking that you're getting something of genuine quality.
Which I think which again, in the same way the Buzzkills have that. Mm-hmm. When you listen to it, you don't immediately go, "Oh, what am I listening to?" It's just kind of, when you pay attention, you're like, "What is this?"
They planned on releasing something every 8 weeks. That clearly has not happened.
That definitely didn't happen, unless they were only active for 4 months.
Yeah, they went out on a high. They went out on top. They had conquered everything they wanted to do.
They said all that needed to be said in this world.
Okay, so Natalie Gower, she was born in the UK to Richard Gower, a member of the 70s pop band Racy, Racy's biggest contribution to music, beyond spawning, of course, Natalie Gower and the Buzz, is writing the 1979 song Kitty.
That would become Mickey.
2 years later, they would rework into Tony Basil's Mickey.
Oh, Kitty, what a pity you don't understand. You take me by the heart when you take me by the hand.
Which is crazy.
That she's 2 steps from
Yeah,
Mickey, you're
it's
so
the
fine.
what is it? It's the 7 degrees of Mickey.
But this isn't 7, this is 2.
This is 2, yeah. Apparently, her dad also wrote for Hot Chocolate, almost like the Village People, like not quite
Okay.
like kind of disco-y. They have some really good songs, but he wrote for them in the 80s after their best stuff was behind them. 0 to 100,000. How many monthly listeners do you think the Buzzkills have?
I don't know. I feel mean. Like, I'm gonna give it like 5,000.
I'm gonna guess they have like 10K.
I'm gonna go with 86.
Very specific.
Please tell me it's not higher.
It's 45.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not surprised by that. I was about to flip my if it was like more than the last band.
Not
Kind of
41,000.
Oh, just 41?
41.
How the hell did you find these guys? Just 41.
41 monthly listeners.
That's awesome.
If you count me and Pat, you're down to 39.
Oh wait, so how many views does like Liar have?
Less than 1,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I feel like that Liar one could catch on. Like that's a hit. Like it really is.
They don't fully understand what they're making, you know?
Yeah.
They don't fully understand their like medium.
No, I don't. Every decision feels like they're making the decision they feel like they're supposed to make
That's the best way to
without
describe it.
knowing why.
Yeah, without having genuine purpose besides sounds like something that people would like or people.
This is a music thing.
And they also feel like they have a misunderstanding of what's going on in the music world. I listened to a podcast where they people interviewed them, and in the interview, Sam Haberly says rock artists don't want to put on a show anymore when asked about the energy in the Liar music video. I feel like that's a complete misunderstanding of the current rock scene. Anybody who's heard of A King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Do they mean like Kiss? Like, is that what they're thinking? Like an actual theater
I'm
production?
wondering,
Where it's like pyrotechnics and all that?
I don't know. My thought is energy because, think about the music videos where they're like jumping around and, they're talking about like jumping off bars and stuff like that. Like, that's what I think they mean. That's what I feel like they mean is whoever they're referencing. Because that's the thing is I don't know who they're referencing because the people that I listen to, I saw Jeff Rosenstock recently and it was the most like ripping show I've been to in a long time. He's a modern rock artist, like one of the better ones, in my opinion. The rock scene is kind of like reaching the point, like the jazz scene.
Yeah.
It's not as popular as it used to be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And the stuff that rises to the top is like the most watered down sort of rock stuff, So if that's what you're trying to beat out, it's like almost like if you can't beat them, join them. But they're not even joining them because I don't know what they're doing. Now I will say, after listening to their interview, like they both seem like very nice, down-to-earth people. We're
That's good.
kind of going hard on them, but I think I think they do have good intentions. They just are lacking maybe feedback. It's an important part of the creative process that everybody else in the world has to go through. If you can't pay for it, you're stuck making things in a dingy basement.
Yeah. No idea what you're referencing. Yeah, no, it does feel like you need to have that period in your creative process where you're, where you're playing in crappy bars,
Playing in front of 5 people.
where you were told to sell enough tickets and you'll get some beer chips. So they don't have that.
Yeah, you need to be playing for the 5 people that showed up that Thursday night and are like, oh, hey, I actually kind of like that. And you start to build the following because that's how you learn.
Yeah.
You can only get better if you kind of have to, you know, for like a better term, kind of like struggle, you know? Even people who start off really talented, really good, you're gonna get better as you kind of see how things work, you know? Even prodigies have to perfect things over time, you know? That's the main takeaway. Now that being said, like, I will still say you should check out the Buzzkills. They're fun to listen to. Whether or not I'm getting, you know, the enjoyment that they intended out of it, I'm enjoying it. I'm listening to them. They're a fun thing to talk about. And again, if they do lean into that more.
I think if they were actually a bit more interested in the process of creation and less kind of what they're doing now, if they were said, we're going to be fun and weird, I think they could do something with that. Right now, I don't see it, but
Who knows, maybe they're, you know, cooking up something right now that we don't know about.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
So check out the Buzzkills.
Yep. Call me on the phone.
Swipe right. All right.